Some of you have heard me speak before, and some of you have not. You have heard from other governors. You've heard from Governor Hickenlooper. You heard from Governor Herbert. Great governors, different states, Colorado and Utah. You just heard from Ambassador Branstad, a former governor of Iowa. So you know that in the United States, we have all these different places where you might invest your capital. And Kentucky is the best one of all. That's all you need to remember. That's all you have to remember. Those ones are good. Those are good, but Kentucky is a little bit better. But
you sure you don't want me to make that point for you? You sure you want me to add that?
Yeah. I don't trust him to translate. I'm afraid that might be trouble. You weigh in if you think it's necessary, but if I worry that you're diverting people,
伟大的肯德基就是最好的。
I truly am grateful to you for your consideration of foreign direct investment, because now is a good time in America, not just in Kentucky, but in the United States, for capital to be invested. There is so much capital in China right now. There is capital that is looking for a good place to be invested. And capital goes where capital is welcome. Money goes where money is welcome. It always has, and from the beginning of time. And right now in North America, with all that is happening, with all the geopolitical unrest and the politics and the trade issues and the so many things going on in America right now, the economy is growing. Opportunity is rampant. It's widespread. And there is an opportunity for Chinese investment to come in Kentucky. And again, there are many states where it is the same. We welcome, thank you. I wasn't sure if that one was mine or not. I wasn't going to try it. Now I trust that I have a fresh one. In Kentucky, we have more than almost 9,000, more than 8,700 employees. Just short of 9,000 employees in Kentucky who work for Chinese-owned companies. Perhaps the most significant name would be Haier, which owns GE Appliances. Haier, of course, is a name that you're all familiar with, the largest appliance name in the world. And they have been an employee of people in Kentucky for some years now. Last year, Kentucky, only 3 states in America had more foreign direct investment made in their states than Kentucky. We were number 4 in the United States. More than $2.5 billion was invested in foreign direct investment into Kentucky, and some of that coming from Chinese investors. And even so, with 9,000 employees, the upside potential is so great. And so as the governor of this state, I want to make clear to you, we want Chinese companies to come and invest. There are more than 600 companies in Kentucky that are owned by foreign entities. More than 600 from 34 different countries. China is one of those, but so are 33 others. But the opportunity for China in Kentucky is significant. I will tell you just a few simple facts, a few simple things as to why Kentucky. If you look at all the unrest in the world, again, there is stability in North America. It's not perfect. It's not always doing everything right, but there's great opportunity here. And so you look at North America, you look at the United States, right in the middle of all of it is Kentucky, literally. Right in the middle, where the east meets the west and the north meets the south, that's where Kentucky is. We have the logistical capabilities that many of your companies need and want. The logistical capabilities about getting goods to market, especially by air freight. UPS has their world shipping hub located in Kentucky. DHL has their North American shipping hub in Kentucky. And now Amazon is building its world shipping hub, its air hub, prime air hub in Kentucky. So if you make a product and you want to send it overnight anywhere in the world, Kentucky is the place in North America to be. We have the cheapest electricity rates in the eastern half of the United States. So if you are anywhere on the eastern half of the United States, the lowest electricity costs are in Kentucky. We have rivers and roads and railways that connect through our state right in the middle. You can put things on a boat in Kentucky, and you can take them straight to a port in China without ever offloading them. Now that we've widened the Panama Canal, it's possible to take goods anywhere in the world from a river port in Kentucky. So we're fortunate for this. We have an incredible workforce, highly skilled. The largest Toyota plant, which is of course a Japanese company, but the largest Toyota plant in the world is located in Kentucky. More than 8,500 employees in this one plant, because this company that came 30 years ago and made a trial experiment with a little town that was surrounded by cornfields, and they said, we're going to build this plant, and it has continued to grow to the point that it's now the largest in this entire company globally. These are the possibilities that exist in Kentucky. We want to do business with people. There are only a few states that have more employees for foreign-owned companies. It is something our people welcome. They welcome the opportunity to have investment. What can we do in government? Some of you have seen this button. Some of you have received this button. Some of you are wearing this button. This is a button that shows a pair of scissors cutting through red tape. I can tell you this, it doesn't matter the language, it doesn't matter the culture. Nobody likes red tape. Nobody likes government rules and bureaucracy. And one of the things as governor that I have said is we will make it easy to do business in Kentucky. This is my first political job. I was a business person. I've never been in politics until I was the governor. So this is my commitment to you as business people. We will make it easy to do business in Kentucky. I also know this, not all business is good business. So sometimes we're not the best place for your company. But if we are not, we will help you figure that out quickly. There will be no state in America that will help you get to yes or no more quickly. When I was elected, I said we are going to take all the rules, all the regulations, and we are going to cut 30%, 30% of all of the regulations in a 3-year period. And this is what we are doing. So that when you come to Kentucky, if you are interested in the United States, and Kentucky is a possibility, we will help you get to yes or no quickly. Permitting, site selection, preparations, getting all the things necessarily, conversations with utilities, the resources that you need, workforce development, talking to universities that will train your employees for the jobs that you have. These are things that Kentucky is doing well. And we are doing, I believe, as well or better than other states. And I mean it sincerely. Governor Hickenlooper in Colorado, a good governor in a good state. Governor Herbert in Utah, a good governor in a good state. Governor Branstad, of course, was in Iowa, another great state. So many of these folks that you've heard from are tremendous possibilities. And I would encourage you to compare us to one another. But my commitment to you is this. We will help you move quickly at the speed of business. And the one thing I will say, both as a Kentucky governor, but as somebody who has a good, strong relationship with our president, with our vice president, and with this administration, I also have a very good relationship with Secretary Ross, who you have heard from. We want Chinese investors in America. We do. We want Chinese investors in Kentucky. We do. And my commitment to you is to help start forming strong partnerships. We don't expect this to happen overnight. 30 years ago, when I was in college, there was a rise of Asia, led at that time by Japan, but so many of the economies were starting to percolate and starting to pick up. I was studying business and economics. I changed my degree. I moved over to Asia. I traveled around Asia. I traveled from Japan, where I was at a university, where I learned the language, and I ended up getting a degree in East Asian studies. So for more than 30 years, I have been studying the rise of the Asian economies. I'm impressed by what I see. I'm excited by what I see. And I am telling you that the ability for us to grow together is great. And when we are strong economic partners, that helps other things to fall in place. I know there is conversation between our presidents, between our governments. There's talks of trade war and tariffs in both directions. But here's what I know. We need each other. Japan needs us. China needs us, Canada needs us, Europe needs us. We can't be an island unto ourselves here in America. And the ability as China, which is now another major global power with us, we need one another. And the ability for us to work together starts with simple relationships. So my commitment to each of you is that we will put seeds in the ground and we will cultivate those over time. And we will irrigate, we will water, and we will put fertilizer, and we will hoe, and we will weed, and we will wait. And we will patiently develop partnerships with you so that the fruit that will grow may come. I may no longer be the governor, but I am committed to putting seeds in the ground with Chinese partners now that will bear fruit for many generations to come. This is my commitment to you. The people that are here from my economic development team, I'll just ask them to raise their hand real quickly. Vivek Sareen, he is the executive officer in our economic development cabinet. Terry Gill, who is actually our secretary for economic development. Both of these gentlemen have never been in government before. This is their first job in government. They were both CEOs of companies. These are the people you will be working with in Kentucky. People who are business people, who understand the importance of moving quickly. So I will stop with that. I understand this has been a long day, but I am committed to being a partner to any Chinese company that wants to invest in Kentucky, but I'm also committed to helping any Chinese company that may want to invest somewhere else, because I mean it sincerely. Of course, I think Kentucky is a little better, but there are many good states. There are, with many good governors, and there's a lot of places where you can invest your capital. And despite all of the rhetoric and the media and the news that sometimes wants to turn this into a big battle, we need each other, we want each other, and at the end of the day, investment makes everything else fall in line. It really does. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak with you. I will be around for some time after this. I'd be happy to meet you individually. Vivek and Terry would also be happy to meet with you. I want to thank Mr. Xu for the opportunity to address this. He and I have met each other several times now in the last couple of years. And I am grateful for the chance to have this conversation. So thank you for being here. Thank you for considering Kentucky. I will close with this. You know Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know the Kentucky Derby. You now, from the China Horse Club, have a stake, 25% stake, and a Triple Crown winner, Justify. You know Kentucky bourbon. You know so many of you know Muhammad Ali. You know all these things already. Now it's time to get to know Kentucky itself. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.